Ayo Johnson is the director of Viewpoint Africa. He joins us from London. Ayo, very good to have you with us. Al-Shabaab's leader was killed in a drone strike in September. The group has had serious internal divisions, and both the Kenyan and Somali armed forces had made significant inroads against them. Many analysts thought the group was on its deathbed. Does this horror in Kenya make it clear that that is not the case?
Well, on one hand, it shows that the terrorist group is very, very desperate. Al-Shabab is very much a rogue group on the fringes of margins of society. It feeds off poverty. It's a governed country of Somalia and parts of Somalia and towns in the past. It's lost ground. And I think this is a knee-jerk reaction of frustration and desperation. It's sort of hitting softer targets. And of course, it knows that if it attacks Kenya, as it's doing so now and as it's done previously, the entire world will be looking at it, and of course Al-Shabab will make the headline. So for it serves that purpose at least. But it also shows that the security forces are making inroads, at least in terms of Al-Shabab's capabilities on the ground in Somalia. It's very, very weakened. In Kenya, on the other hand, it's exposing some serious security threats, security issues, lack of protecting of civilians and citizens and property. And I think these repeated attacks are only exposing the weakness in the intelligence services in Kenya, and very much the lack of security to protect life and citizens alike.
But weakness and desperation, when you see what happened at this university, and within the past week, a siege and a massacre at a hotel in Mogadishu. So still, this group, whatever its circumstances, and it may not be able to hold land in the way it was able to hold land before, it can still cause tremendous damage and suffering.
No doubt about that. The group, at its weakest, it's at its most dangerous. The group at its lowest ebb right now can attack and shows that it has great capabilities. And we know already that the Al-Shabaab movement has been weakened because it's severed relationship with Al-Qaeda. We all know that. That relationship is not ongoing. And more than likely, this group would want to make a closer relationship with ISIL.
So even if Al-Shabaab is diminished, has diminished capabilities, what do you think will happen going forward? Will it try attacks beyond Kenya and Somalia, or are we really just talking about a limited terrorist activity?
I think the worry here is that all these groups, smaller groups, be it Boko Haram in Nigeria or the Al-Shabaab movement or other smaller groups across West Africa, is for them to start working together. That will be the worry. And we do know that already ISIL provides that umbrella for them to do so. And of course, their united strength would pose huge problems across the African continent, for which we are already seeing the ripples of that.
How deeply involved is the United States in the efforts to fight and eradicate Al-Shabaab, and does the international community need to be more involved?
The United States has always been at the forefront of all the intelligence that cuts across Africa in terms of dealing with groups like these. The Kenyan authorities lend their support to the United States, the European allies, and other intelligence services worldwide.